Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started with our study of Sri Jaiva Dharma by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahasaya. We are doing chapter 7. Let us begin with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dhantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambha Rasambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnavas Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. Is my Ajagovind Prabhu, is my sound clear? Okay. I'm using a microphone, so wanted to make sure. Okay, so let's get started. Let me share my screen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Are you able to see the big screen now? Full screen? Okay. Good. So, we are discussing the conversation between Yadav Das and Chandidas with Shri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj. And we saw this slide last time where Yadav Das asks, what are the symptoms of a person who is eligible to become a Grihatyagi? And Shri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj tells the qualifications. And our Shama Kishori Mataji was saying that these are such exalted, elevated qualifications that will we ever reach such a state of consciousness, such sthiti? And that is true. Shri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj is going to say later on that this state of consciousness is extremely rare. What does Babaji Maharaj say? One must be completely free from the desire to associate with women. And then one should be very merciful to all living creatures. Any person we meet in our interactions, one must think, how can I best serve this person? Whether we like the person or not, whether the person is friendly or unfriendly to us. A pure devotee thinks, how in this situation can I best serve this person? And there are so many qualifications you can read. We discussed them last time. Then Shri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj quotes this verse from the 11th canto, which also we saw last time. That Sarva Bhuteshu Yaha Paschet Bhagavad Bhavam Atmana. That he sees Krishna everywhere. The advanced devotee who is qualified to become a Grihatyagi, such a Grahastha Vaishnava, is so Krishna conscious that sees Krishna in every situation and everywhere, and understands that everything is happening by Krishna's arrangement. Further, Shri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj quotes another verse from the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.22. Mayananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridham matkrite tyakta karmanas tyakta swajana bandhavaha. Such a sadhu engages in staunch devotional service. Bhaktim kurvanti ye dridham. Drida bhakti. Such a sadhu, although he is a grihastha, but he performs drid bhakti. What is the problem with our bhakti? Sometimes it is enthusiastic, sometimes it is steady, and sometimes it becomes shaky. Some days we wake up early in the morning to chant, some days we are not able to. Some days we are able to concentrate very nicely during japa, but most of the days we don't even come to know when our 16 rounds are over. It is absent-minded chanting. So our bhakti, our bhajan is not very steady. Sometimes we behave very nicely with devotees, sometimes we commit Vaishnava aparadha. So we are very shaky. We are not steady. But dridha bhajan means very steady, firm, fixed up bhakti. For the sake of Krishna, such a devotee renounces all other connections. Tyakta swajana bandhava. Renounces family connections, like Srila Prabhupada did, like Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj did. Both had wives, both had children, both had a family, business, occupation, but they left such family relationships and friendly acquaintances within this world. They give up. Tyakta swajana bandhava. Why? Mat krite. For the sake of Krishna, they gave it up. Not out of frustration, not because they were not getting along with their spouse, or because they were fed up with Grahastha Ashram, or they were escapists. They didn't want to work. They didn't want to earn anymore. They wanted to live a life of a parasite on other people's income. No. To save the world. To deliver the world. For the sake of the world. Because Krishna wants Bhagavad Gita's message to be discussed. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants Prithivite Yatyache Nagar Ādi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Morana. So a true devotee says, Karishya Vachanam Tava. I will make your words come true. So, Mat Krite. For the sake of Krishna, to do Krishna's work, Tyakta Swajana Bandhava. Such a pure devotee is willing to give up family relationships, family life, everything for Krishna's mission. When these symptoms manifest in a Grihastha Bhakta, he becomes incapable of performing karma. Such a grahastha bhakta who is constantly thinking of Krishna, who has no attraction for the opposite sex, who has no sexual desires, who is not attached to money, who does not even care about life and death. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tohar, nityadasa prati tua adhikar. The dualities of the world, like life and death, happiness and distress, money and poverty, honor and dishonor, do not bother him. He is genuinely well-wisher of everyone. He is not self-centered, that me and my family first. No. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam sees the whole world as a family. And therefore, just like we are affectionate to our family members, such a sadhu is affectionate to the whole world. We see our family members as our own, our children, our family, our parents, our spouse, our brothers and sisters as our people. But a sadhu sees the whole world, doesn't discriminate. Adveshta sarva bhutana. A sadhu is maitra karuna evacha, is friend to all. Like Srila Prabhupada would sign his letters, your ever well-wisher. When such a mood comes, when such bhav comes, when this becomes the sthiti, when this becomes the state of consciousness, that everyone belongs to Krishna and I have to serve everyone, I'm everyone's servant because I'm Krishna's servant and Krishna is present in everyone's heart, so I'm everyone's servant. When this mood comes, this state of consciousness becomes steady, then one becomes incapable of performing karma, because karma is performed under the influence of ahankar. I am this body, ahamta mamta. I am this body and the people connected to this body are mine. And I will work in this world to get maximum enjoyment and security and happiness for me and my people. This ahamta mamta is what makes us entangled in karma. But if there is no ahamta, I belong to Krishna, and there is no mamta, everyone belongs to Krishna. And I am Krishna's servant, so I am everybody's servant because Krishna is in everyone's heart. Then it is impossible to perform karma because one is completely Krishna conscious. Karma happens when we work for ourselves. When we are working for Krishna, for Krishna's mission, then there is no karma. Mamevaya prapadyante. Then maya metantarantite. Because karma cannot affect Krishna. Name karmani limpanti, name karma phala spraha. Karma cannot affect Krishna. Therefore, a person who is working for Krishna cannot perform any karma. He becomes incapable of performing any karma. Naturally, he leaves the household and becomes a grihatyagi. And also is not able to perform karma means because he is performing mat karma krin, as Krishna says in Gita. Mat karma krin, you work for me. Because he is working for Krishna, he is not able to work in a self-centered way. Example, Tukaram Maharaj. Bichara, he would take up a job to guard the crops and daily wages. You sit here and just guard the crops. You're good for nothing. You cannot do anything else. Okay, Tukaram Maharaj would sit guarding the crops. But within few seconds, Jai Hari Vithala, 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 Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, 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 Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. Open eyes, the hogs have come, wild boar have come, the deer have come and they started eating the crops. And the farmer is saying, you good for nothing fellow, I'm paying you. A completely Krishna conscious person who is eligible to become grihatyagi is not able to perform karma in this world, not able to work in this world because the eyes are set on the spiritual world. How can they operate in terms of this material world? Naturally, he leaves the household and becomes a grihatyagi. However, such elevated and detached saints are extremely rare. They're extremely exceptional. One should not think that, oh, one of the last few months I have been very renounced. I have sleeping on the floor. I have not had any contact with my wife. I think I have become very advanced. I think I can take sannyas. I think I can renounce family life. One should not think like this. This state of consciousness should be very well maintained and stable. Therefore, in our movement for sannyas, there is at least 5 years of observation that you live like a sannyasi for 5 years first, in the spirit of a sannyasi. and then we will see. Because a grihastha, to become a griha tyagi, extremely rare to do it successfully. There are several devotees in our movement, Srila Prabhupada's many moons, who have done that. Very great personalities who are grihasthas but are very great saints, very pure Vaishnavas. They're as good as sannyasis, but they're exceptional. They're very rare. Everybody cannot claim. It's very rare. One in thousands and thousands. If anyone in his lifetime can find the association of such a holy person who is griha tyagi, he's truly very fortunate. If we can get association of such a true griha tyagi who has all these qualifications, where he has got Bhagavad Bhav, Sarva Bhuteshu Yapaschat, Bhagavad Bhav. Anybody who sees, he sees with Bhagavad Bhav that, oh, Krishna is in this person's heart. Pandita Samadarshana. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. One who sees Krishna everywhere and sees everything in Krishna. Such a person is very rare. Titikshava Karuneka, Surida Sarvadehina. Very rare to see Surida Sarvadehina. Yadav Das says. Nowadays I notice, now please pay attention, this is very important. Nowadays I notice a tendency for some young persons to leave their home, receive spiritual initiation, construct a small temple and start deity worship. Nevertheless, after some time they fall into bad company of women. Of course, they continue to chant japa. Even though they are associating with women, being brahmacharis or sannyasis, they are associating with women illegally. But they continue to chant japa. It's not that they have given up bhakti. They continue to chant japa and somehow maintain their situation by begging. They still wear saffron cloth, but they're associating with women covertly, not openly, but covertly. Would you categorize them as tyagis or grihastha bhakta? So someone is wearing saffron cloth, sannyasi or brahmachari, but is associating with women intimately, either associating with them alone or having physical contact with them, but continues to chant japa, continues to practice the limbs of bhakti, but he is wearing saffron and breaking this one regulative principle. So is that person a tyagi because he is wearing saffron, or is that person a grihastha bhakta because he is associating with women? What is that person? Shri Anandadas Babaji Maharaj says, you have raised many points at once. I will answer them one by one. You said that nowadays young people, they take initiation and they become vairagis. First of all, the criterion is not age. Age is not the criterion. Young and old, both can become griha tyagis. A grihastha bhakta may deserve to become a griha tyagi at an early age also. It is possible. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj took sannyas at an early age. His eldest son was 19 years old and he was in his 40s, early 40s, when he took sannyas. Now that's early. At 50 years old, like vanaprastha. In his early 40s, he took sannyas. But because he was very qualified. Very qualified. So one may be a young grihastha bhakta and deserve to become a griha tyagi because of the qualification. Because of combination of spiritual purification, because of nice bhajan in the previous births, and further spiritual advancement in the present life through bhajan. So one may have previous adhyatmic sukrati, spiritual sukrati, and one may have performed pure bhajan in this life. Then even at an early age, one can become a griha tyagi. And we see there are certain exalted devotees in our movement who were grihasthas. One example that comes to mind is His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He was a grihastha. And he gave up his grihastha life and took sannyas at a young age. But he was a very exemplary sannyasi. So, but such souls are very rare. There are more examples also. But such souls are very rare. And that is possible because of intense bhajan in this life and lot of bhajan in the previous lifetimes. It is not something one can do in one lifetime. One has already led a pious life and everything, then it is possible. For example, Shukdev Goswami was eligible from the moment of his birth to renounce his hearth and home. Shri Shukdev Goswami. Because he is Srimati Radharani's parrot from Golok Vrindavan. He is a Nitya Siddha who participated in Krishna and Radharani's Leela. So he demonstrated that necessary qualification. I was reading in Srimad Bhagavatam the prayers that a child in the womb offers to Krishna, 7th month onwards. It is, Srimad Bhagavatam describes, it is a very painful situation in the mother's womb. First of all, the whole body is developing. Embryology, we study, the whole body is developing, including nerves are growing, the skin is growing. Imagine when we have some wound and the skin is growing and everything, the nerves are regenerating and there is granulation tissue and healing is taking place. It is so sore. If someone touches that wound, it is so sore. Imagine the whole body is growing, the skin is growing, and so many things are happening. And if we have an injury and we put hot water on it, it burns so much, it pains so much, we want to pour only cold water. It's a little soothing. But in the womb of the mother, there is Jathar Agni. It is very hot inside. The core body temperature is very warm, and that also packed up inside the tight space of the womb. It is such an uncomfortable situation. Your whole skin, body is growing and there's so much pain and you're stuck in that place, crammed up. And in that distressful situation, the child prays to Krishna in the Garbha, Garbha Geet. Krishna gives the ability, the consciousness for the child, the Chetana, to pray to Krishna, to pray to him. And there the child promises that I will take to bhakti, I will not forget you, just somehow or the other, oh God, whoever you are, just let me out of this place. I am very uncomfortable here. Just deliver me. Pun intended. Deliver me. But Sri Shukdev Goswami was such a Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochiti na Kangshati that he was willing to live for 12 years in the womb of the mother, but did not want to expose himself to Maya. We live for 9 months, out of which Chetana is there not for all the months, 5th month onwards. But with full Chetana, Shukdev Goswami lived for 12 years. We live for 9 months, not even 12 months. 12 years he lived in the womb of his mother, the wife of Srila Vyasadeva. This was how self-realized he was. Narayana parasarve na kutaschana bhibhyati swarga apavarga nargeshu api tulyartha darshana na shochita na kangshati. That is Shukdev Goswami. Such a person is eligible to just walk out of the house. Griha Tyagi. When genuine renunciation manifests, then youth is not detrimental. So Sri Anandadas Maharaj is dealing with the first point that was raised, that young people take sannyas. No. Young old is not the criteria. Even a young person may be qualified to take sannyas, and an old person may not be qualified to take sannyas. That is possible. Or an old person will be qualified for sannyas, young person may not be qualified for sannyas. Both ways is possible. It depends on the consciousness. It depends on the sukriti that one has accrued previously. Shri Yadavdaji asks, what are the differences between genuine detachment and artificial renunciation? This is important to understand. When can we know that we are genuinely renounced, and what is temporary artificial renunciation? Shri Anandadas Maharaj says, genuine detachment is without vacillation, a resolve that is never broken. It is marked by steadiness. Vacillation means shakiness. No. Without vacillation means very steady. One should not even do thinking or contemplation of enjoying with the opposite sex. One may not be physically indulging in the activity, but even if the chintan is happening, we are thinking about it, then that is also not good. So genuine detachment means it is very steady. Several years will pass by and the state of consciousness is not disturbed. Then one can know that, okay, this is probably I'm heading in the right direction. But artificial renunciation, it vacillates, it is shaky. And the resolve may be broken. From time to time, we may have a fall down. Oh, maintained for 2 years, then fall down. Like that. But genuine detachment is very steady. False renunciation is a consequence of material cunning, a cheating mentality, and the desire for a position of respect. I am initiated. I will be respected if I wear the dress of a renunciant. Some persons take to false renunciation with the intention of winning the respect that is naturally given to genuinely detached devotees. All this is useless and extremely harmful. Babaji Maharaj is saying it is useless. Not only it is useless, it is also harmful. There is no gain and there is a punishment also if you do false renunciation, especially renunciation with ulterior motive of respect. As soon as such a person leaves home and family, the symptoms of detachment will also wane. They will subside, they will go away. And instead, he becomes haunted by moral aberrations. Then the anarthas will really attack as soon as such a person quits home. And Maya will really strike very hard. Yadadas asks, is it essential for a Grihatyagi Bhakta to change his dress, adopting the garb of a renunciant? So now the point was raised that sometimes people may take to renunciation for the respect that the dress of a renunciant gives, the respect that comes from the dress. So is it essential that a Grihatyagi Bhakta should change his dress? Why not remain in the dress of a Grihastha? Shri Babaji Maharaj says, Shri Anandadas Babaji Maharaj says, actually when all attachments to household life are completely annihilated, suppose all the attachments in family life are gone, then the Nirapeksha Akinchan Bhakta, Nirapeksha means he doesn't want anything. And Akinchan means he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything and doesn't want anything. Koi apeksha nahi hai aur kuch bhi nahi hai saath mein. Such a bhakta, such a detached devotee can stay anywhere in the forest or in the house. Such an elevated saint purifies the whole world. Such an elevated saint who is completely detached, he purifies the whole world. Sometimes, however, they are seen as bhikshuks, saints who live by begging, and so they go around dressed in kopin, loincloth, and carrying a kantha, a coverlet sewn from used and worn out clothes. Kopina kanthashrito. Gopi bhavana samritabdhi lahari kallola magno muhur vande rupa sanatano raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopanako. When they take the vows of Kaupin and Kantha, they do so in the presence of other Grihatyagi Bhaktas, means other Babajis, other sannyasis. In their presence, they accept the Kaupin and Kantha. Kantha means a used cloth, used to place on one's body. They do it in the presence of other Vairagis. Why? To fortify their resolve. So everybody knows now. In the society of Vairagis, everybody knows this person has become a Vairagi. It helps fortify the resolve. That's why we take Diksha also in front of so many devotees, in front of the deities, in front of our spiritual master. Because it fortifies, it strengthens our resolve. No, now I cannot break my vows. I have promised in front of the sacred fire, in front of the holy deities, in front of the Vaishnavas, in front of my Guru Maharaj, in front of the Paramatma in the heart. This is known as Vesh. When a Grihatyagi Bhakta takes the Kaupin and Kantha. This is called Vesh Dharan, the method of receiving garb of a mendicant, which admits them to the life of Bhiksha, begging. Then they can become Bhikshuk. How can there be any objection to accepting Vesh in this way? This is a very nice process where you accept Vesh. So why should there be any objection? Yadadas, is there a purpose to being recognized as a Bhikshuk on the basis of one's Kaupin and Kantha? Babaji Maharaj, once a devotee by wearing Kaupin and Kantha is seen by the world as a bhikshuk, then his relatives and family members will disown him very easily, and thus he in turn will reject any thought of going back home. So it helps. Taking vesh, taking the initiation of a vairagi. In our ISKCON, there is a special ceremony when a white brahmachari is given saffron, or when a saffron brahmachari is given sannyas. It's a special ceremony when the vesh is given. It is given by the Guru Maharaj, who is himself a sannyasi. Only a sannyasi can give sannyas diksha. So when the family members come to know that publicly this family member has taken bhikshuk vesh, then they keep away from him. No, he's a sannyasi. Now we should keep away from him. And they will not expect him to come home also. But if one doesn't change a dress, society doesn't know that one has taken to renunciation, then it is possible that one may be tempted, or the family members will come and tempt. But if one has publicly taken vesh in the presence of the Babajis, in the presence of the sannyasis, then everybody will hopefully maintain etiquette. A natural attraction for detachment as well as repulsion for the company of materialistic people will consume him if he is sincere. And this vesh will help strengthen that resolve. The experienced Griha Tyagi devotee with a seasoned sense of detachment may not require a change of dress. On the other hand, it is also true that a change of dress is not 100% essential, as long as one is very fixed up in one's detachment. However, for some people, receiving the vesh does help. Absolutely, it helps. That's why we give vesh in ISKCON. Elevated devotees who display the following characteristics do not need to accept vesh. Now, there are some devotees who may not need to accept vesh. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.29.46, Yada yasyanu grinati bhagavan atma bhavitaha sajahati matim loke vedecha parinishkitam. When a person is fully engaged in devotional service, he is favored by the Lord, who bestows his causeless mercy. Yada yasya anugrinati. He bestows his causeless mercy. At such a time, the awakened devotee, the advanced devotee, gives up all materialistic activities and ritualistic performances mentioned in the Vedas. His only concern is the real need of humanity. Real need of humanity. What will benefit everyone? Paropakarartham idam shariram. This body is meant for paropakar. Bharat bhumi tahela manush janma jar, janma sarthak kari kar paropakar. There is no injunction for these awakened devotees, these advanced devotees, to outwardly accept the garb of detachment. If someone is truly like this, completely Krishna conscious, and is only worried about the world, like Vasudeva Datta in Chaitanya Charitamrita, someone like Vasudeva Datta doesn't need to take the garb of a sannyasi. He is more than a sannyasi. He is willing to suffer for everyone for eternity and let everyone go to Vaikuntha. Kuresh, another example. He was a grihastha. He didn't take sannyas. He didn't have to take sannyas. His guru, who is the topmost sannyasi, Shripad Ramanujacharya, loved him so much. He was a grihastha, but loved him so much because he was completely devoted to Guru Seva. For such a person, outwardly accepting the garb of detachment is not necessary. However, as a matter of public consideration, such acceptance may sometimes be taken as necessary. Because for the public, for the sake of vyavhar, it is necessary that we take vesh. So it becomes formalized. Shri Yadav Das asks, who can give vesh? Shri Anandadas Babaji Maharaj replies, one should receive vesh from a Griha Tyagi Bhakta. A Grihastha Bhakta has not experienced the life of a renunciant. Hence, he must not give vesh to anybody. Because a Grihastha Bhakta is a Grihastha. So he cannot give the vesh of renunciation to others. One should give what one has practiced. In Sri Brahma Vaivarta Puran, it is stated, Apariksho Padishtam Yat Loka Nashaya tadbhave. Very important siddhanta that without first practicing spiritual life, one should not advise others, as this will create chaos in society. आपने आचार्य केहा ना करे प्रचार, but प्रचार करे ना केहा ना करे आचार. This is very dangerous. प्रचार करे ना करे आचार. Very dangerous. That one is preaching but one is not practicing. No. We have to first practice. Then we can advise others. This is very important. Very easy to preach. Very difficult to follow. And we have to follow. A good guru is a first-class disciple first. Shri Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa asks, what are the points a guru must consider when he initiates a devotee with vesh? When a guru gives the vesh of a renunciant to a devotee, what are the points the guru must consider? Shri Ananda Zavaji Maharaj says the first point a guru must consider is whether the disciple is competent or not. Is the disciple qualified or not? That is the first consideration for the guru. Has he, as a Grihastha Bhakta, been able to attain the Brahminical qualities such as equanimity, sense control, religiosity, purity, tapasya, study of Shastra, and so on? And attain these Brahminical qualities, how? By practicing devotional service to Krishna. You should be a Krishna Bhakta first. And Krishna Bhakta with the Brahminical qualities. Then one can get vesh. Has he shaken off the desire to associate with women? Has he uprooted the material cravings for wealth, opulent food, and clothing? Bhalana paribe or bhalana khaibe. Luxurious living. Has he shaken off the desire, material craving for luxurious living? The guru will have the disciple stay with him for some time to test him properly. 1 year they used to stay, typically, with the guru. So guru can test the disciple and then diksha. Only when the guru is convinced of his disciple's eligibility will he initiate him into vesh, and not before. Completely convinced. The guru should be convinced that a disciple is qualified. The guru will surely fall down if he initiates an undeserving disciple. This is very important. Especially if the guru is a Madhyamadhikari, the guru will have a lot of difficulty if the guru initiates undeserving disciple. And if the guru is a Kanishtadhikari and gives initiation to an undeserving disciple, then the guru will fall down. Guru will fall down. Kanishta guru will fall down. Yadav. Now I understand that receiving vesh is not an easy affair, but is actually an extremely serious observance. Indeed, the unqualified so-called gurus have made this vesh ceremony a mere meaningless ritual, a farce. Unqualified gurus have made it a farce. Unfortunately, this is only the beginning. I wonder where all this will end. Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj says, it was in order to protect the sanctity of this process that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Chota Haridas for a minor deviation. He was a brahmachari and he begged some rice for the sake of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Shiki Mahiti's wife, Madhavi, who was elderly and a great devotee. But for this small mistake, because being a brahmachari, he went alone to a woman, Mahaprabhu said, I will not see his face. Mahaprabhu was so strict. Those who claim to be followers of my Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must always remember this punishment of Chota Haridas. Mahaprabhu made an example out of Chota Haridas for all times to come, so that we understand what is the standard that Mahaprabhu expects from us. If one is in the vesh, one is in the dress of a renunciant, then one has to follow very strictly. Yadav Das. Is it an authorized process to receive vesh, construct a temple, and begin deity worship? Is it authorized process to receive a vesh, construct a temple, and begin deity worship? Shri Ananta Zavaji Maharaj says, no. After receiving vesh, a competent devotee enters into mendicant life, not building ashram. Mendicant life, which means every day he must go out and maintain himself by madhukari, by begging. Of course, time plus circumstances nowadays in society, it is not possible because most of the houses, they have a sign, no soliciting. So in today's day and age, it's very difficult for a sannyasi, unless one is living in Vrindavan, Mayapur. He will not, he will not entangle himself in temple construction and other large-scale enterprises. Srila Rupa Goswami also advises one should not build very big temples, because it is very easy to get entangled in material things. Intentions are good in the beginning. There is a very important saying. I want you all to note this down and do some manan on this. Everyone, please pay attention. It is said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Hare Krishna. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. He will not entangle himself in temple construction and other large-scale enterprises. In the beginning, it may be a very noble thought. I want to build a temple for Krishna. But then when you get into the nitty-gritties of temple construction and then maintenance of the temple, then one has to do a lot of thinking about dollars and cents. So then one can get entangled. So a person who has received Vesh, a Grihatyagi, he will live in a solitary hut or in the temple of a Grahastha. Temple of a Grahastha means Grahastha also used to have a temple in their home. And one can stay and serve the deity there. He must not utilize money for his needs or anything else. He will simply use all his time and energy to chant Harinam without offense. Nirapradha nama lele pave prem. That's what Vairagi will do. Yadadas. Then what may one call those who, after leaving home, build their own temple and live in it as if it were a household? Shri Anandadaji Maharaj says they are called Vantashi. Vanti in Marathi means ulti, vomiting. And Ashi means to eat. They are called Vantashi, those who eat their own vomit. They are eating what they have regurgitated. They are eating what they have left behind. Vairagi means, Griha Tyagi means, Griha ka त्याग किया है. और फिर से अगर तुम एक गृह बना लो अपने लिए, Griha Tyagi means you have given up household, and then if you construct another, like a household, ashram, so that you can live comfortably in your old age, then you are Vantashi. You are eating your own vomit. Shri Babaji Maharaj says, this was a standard for the Babajis in those days, the Vairagis in those days. Yadav Das, is such a person no longer a Vaishnava? Hare Krishna. Who is no longer a Vaishnava? That after leaving home, they build their own temple and live in it as if it were a household. Living as if it were a household means having contact with women, or having too much contact with money, or living a luxurious life, eating opulently, sleeping luxuriously on a comfortable bed, room, attached latrine, bathroom, all these facilities. Then such a Grihatyagi is actually not a renunciant. He is a Vantashi. He is eating his own vomit. So then is such a person who is a Vantashi, who is living like a householder in a temple that he has built, is such a person no longer a Vaishnava? Because this person may be attending Mangal Arati, this person may be chanting 16 rounds, this person may be eating Krishna Prasad, doing Kirtan. So is it not a Vaishnava? Shri Anandadaji Maharaj says, when his actions are contrary to scriptural injunctions, tasmat shastram pramanante, that we have to follow according to the Shastra. But if someone is working contrary to what the Shastra is saying, someone's action, someone's behavior is opposed to the principles of Varnashram Dharma, that you have taken sannyas, you have taken a Vairagi Vesh, you are a Griha Tyagi, and now you are behaving like a Grihastha. Why should we seek his association? If the behavior is opposed to Vaishnava Dharma, then why should we seek his association? He has deviated from the path of Shuddha Bhakti and adopted deceit and caprice. What Vaishnava qualities are still left in him? It is heavy. Someone who has become Vantashi but is still chanting, we are advised not to associate with him. Gadādhara, how can we say that he has forsaken Vaishnava Dharma if he continues to chant Harinam? He is associating with women, he is maybe attached to money, he is maybe attached to comforts and luxuries, and he's living a very comfortable life, not the life of a renunciant, but he's chanting Harinam. How can we say that he has given up Vaishnava Dharma? Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj replies, chanting Harinam and Nam Aparad are two different subjects. That person is not chanting Harinam. That person is chanting Nam Aparad. Hare Krishna. Very heavy. Think about it. If we are not following the four regulative principles, we are not following the rules of our Vaishnava Dharma. We are not following what Sri Guru and the senior Vaishnavas expect of us. Then we are Vantashi. Oh, are we devotees because we are still chanting Harinam? Well, we are not chanting Harinam, we are chanting Namaparad. Why Namaparad? Because the greatest Namaparad is Guru Avagya. Hare Krishna. Guru Avagya, Shruti Shastra Nindana. Guru Avagya. Guru is a Vaishnava. And Guru Avagya is Guru Aparad. It's Vaishnava Aparad. It's Namaparad. It's Namaparad. So chanting Harinam and chanting Namaparad are two different subjects. Wherever you see sinful activities being committed, if you are committing sinful activities, four regulative principles means no sinful activity. So if you are committing sinful activities and we're thinking, oh, I'm chanting Harinam, I'm still a Vaishnava, I'm chanting Harinam, Harinam will save me, then it is Namaparad. Because another Namaparad is to perform sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Namno Baladyasya Papa Buddhi. That's a Namaparad also. So if one thinks, yes, I know what I'm doing is wrong, when theek hai yaar, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, ho jayega. That is Namaparad. Wherever you see sinful activities being committed on the strength of the chanting of Harinam, that is Namaparad. You must run far away from Namaparad. Hare Krishna. So someone is doing financial corruption, someone is having illicit relationships, someone is committing Vaishnava Aparad. We should stay far away. Even though they are chanting, even though they are wearing tilak and kanthi and dhoti, even though they are singing in Harinam Sankirtan, they are simply doing Namaparad. Their chanting is not offenseless chanting. It is Namaparad. And Namaparad is not something we want to associate with. So, Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj advises us, one should run far away from Namaparad. Gadādhara, can we call his condition of samsara Krishna conscious or not? At least you are saying that we should not associate with him, there are no Vaishnava qualities. Is he even Krishna conscious or not? Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj says, is he Krishna conscious or not? Certainly not. Hare Krishna. Heavy, this is heavy. Certainly not. A Krishna conscious life is not tainted by deceit, saralta hi Vaishnavata. It is filled with simplicity and honesty. And aparadha is absent. Aparadha shunyale bolo Krishna naam. Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dhana pran. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Krishna conscious, is that person's condition Krishna conscious or not Krishna conscious? A Krishna conscious person is very simple and honest and doesn't commit offense and doesn't do deceit. This person is doing deceit. This person is not simple. this person is not honest, and this person is committing offense. So the condition is not Krishna conscious condition. Such a person who is breaking the regulative principles, then he must be inferior to a grihastha bhakta. So here is a griha tyagi who has taken the vairagi vesh and then builds his own ashram, associates with women, starts living like grihastha there. So is he inferior to a grihastha bhakta? Babaji Maharaj, if he is not even a bhakta, then there cannot be a comparison with any kind of bhakta. Hare Krishna. Just analyze this. If he is not even a bhakta, then there cannot be a comparison with any kind of bhakta, whether it is grihastha bhakta or griha tyagi bhakta. Sorry, I don't know where I am. Oh, Hare Krishna. Then he must be inferior to a grihastha bhakta. He is not even a bhakta. So there is no comparison. Then the most important question. Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa asks, how can he be saved? How can a Vantashi be saved? Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj says, such a Vantashi, such a fallen Grihastha Tyagi Bhakta, he must first give up his offensive activities. What are the offensive activities? To break the regulative principles. To give up attachment. First duty is he must give up attachment to Kanaka, Kamini and Kirti. Kanaka, Kamini, Pratishtha. First has to be given up. Attachment to money, attachment to women, and attachment to the prestige of being a Vairagi. So first give up the bad things that one is doing. Then he must chant incessantly. And he must chant incessantly until tears of remorse bring him back to the Vaishnava fold. So he can be saved, but he must first stop doing the nonsense that he is doing. He should chant incessantly as much as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Until tears come. Hari Hari bolite nayane bahe neera. Until tears come. Nayanam garadashru dharaya. Tava nama grahane bhavishyati. When will that day come when I will chant your name, O Krishna, and tears of love will come in my eyes? Pranayashru. But first there should be tears of remorse to wash away the offenses. Tears will come of remorse. Then he can come back to the Vaishnava fold. Yadav Das ji, respected Babaji, the Grihastha Bhaktas follow the Varnashram system. Therefore, is it possible for a Grihastha to become a Vaishnava if he is excluded from the Varnashram system? If a Grihastha is excluded from the Varnashram system, for example, if someone is born in a Chandal family, or one is born in a Muslim family, one is born in a Christian family, who are outside of Varnashram system, the Vedic system, and they are Grihastha, then can they become Vaishnava even though they are not in the Varnashram system? Can someone who is not in the Varnashram system become a Vaishnava? Shri Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj replies, if only you knew how liberal and magnanimous the Vaishnava Dharma is. Yes, it is possible. Because Vaishnava Dharma is known as Jaiva Dharma, the religion for all jivas, for all living entities, Jaiva Dharma. Every human being from any position, inside Varnashram, outside Varnashram, doesn't matter, any position, everyone has a right to follow the Vaishnava Dharma, because Jivara Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das, and Vaishnava means Krishna Das. So yes, anybody can become Vaishnava. Those born in the lowest status of humanity, known as Antyaja. Antyaja means all these Mlechas, Yavanas, Chandalas. They can embrace Vaishnava Dharma and live as Grihastha Bhaktas. Although they are outside Varnashram society. Yes, they may not be Brahman, they may not be Shudra, they may not be Kshatriya, they may not be Vaishya. They may not be Brahmachari, they may not be proper Grahasthas, they may not be Vanaprastha, they may not be Sannyasis. But they can become Vaishnavas. They can become Grahastha Bhaktas. Even though they are outside Varnashram society. Another example is Sannyasi, the highest religious order in the Varnashram system, who breaks his sannyas vows and falls down. Suppose a sannyasi is not able to maintain the vows of sannyas and falls down. Nevertheless, later by association with saintly persons, he may be reinstated in Shuddha Bhakti and live as a Grihastha Bhakta, although he is now an outcast from the Varnashram society. Now, when a sannyasi falls down, he is outside the Varnashram society. But even such a fallen sannyasi can come back to the Vaishnava fold by sadhu sangha and giving up the bad activities. Those persons who are excluded from the Varnashram society because of unlawful actions may take up the process of Shuddha Bhakti by associating with sadhus. They can become Grihastha Bhaktas, although they have no status in the Varnashram society. Therefore, there are two types of Grihastha Bhaktas. Varnashram Dharma Yukta, those within the Varnashram system, and Varnashram Dharma Rahit, those outside the Varnashram system. Those outside the Varnashram system. They can also be Grihastha Bhaktas. So two types of Grihastha Bhaktas. Varnashram Dharma Yukta and Varnashram Dharma Rahit. Yadadas. Which of the two are better? Which of the two are better? Is Varnashram Yukta Grihastha better or Varnashram Rahit Grihastha better? Shri Ananda Das Babaji Maharaj replies, one who has developed the higher intensity of bhakti is naturally the better. Hare Krishna. Look at this analysis, so beautiful. One who loves Krishna more is better. One who serves Krishna more is better. One who is attached to Krishna more is better. Doesn't matter whether they are Varnashram Antargat or Varnashram Rahit. Whether they are Varnashram Yukta or they are Varnashram Rahit. Doesn't matter. One who is more attached to Krishna is better. As for those who are in either of these two conditions, Varnashram Yukta or Varnashram Rahit, but are actually bereft of bhakti, the Vyavaharik point of view of materialistic society will adjudge those who are within the Varnashram society as the better of the two. From the Vyavaharik point of view, if you see, one may say, oh, one who is Varnashram Yukta is better. At least they have a loka standi in Varnashram society, while the others are Antyaja. They don't have anything in Varnashram. So at least they are Varnashram Yukta. They are better. However, seen from the Paramarthic point of view, both are the same. Whether one is a Varnashram Yukta Grihastha Bhakta or one is a Varnashram Rahit Grihastha Bhakta, from the Paramarthic point of view, both are same. And they are both degraded because they are without bhakti. If they are without bhakti, both are degraded. If they are with bhakti, both are equal. Whoever is more bhakta, more advanced bhakta, is better. But whether they are Varnashram Yukta or they are Varnashram Rahit, from the Paramarthic point of view, it is immaterial. Vyavaharik point of view, it makes a difference. But who cares about Vyavaharik? Vyavaharik is any materialistic point of view. Can a Grihastha wear the dress of a Griha Tyagi while he is still a householder? Shri Ananda Das Babaji Maharaj says to Yadudasji, no, Grihastha cannot wear the dress of a Griha Tyagi while he is a householder. No. If he were to do so, he would be indicted on two offenses. Number one, deceiving himself, because he is wearing the dress of a Griha Tyagi when he is a Grihastha. Deceiving himself. And number two, deceiving the world. If a Grihastha wears a kaupin and carries a kantha, etc., he ridicules and insults the Griha Tyagi Bhakta who is formally initiated into it. This is not some cheap thing. Anybody can use, even Kanthimala and Tilak. Unless one is chanting, one is following the regulative principles, one should not do this. Somebody is drinking beer and eating meat and gambling, and with Tilak and Kanti, you are ridiculing the Vaishnava Dharma by doing that. Yadadas. Respected Babaji, is there an authorized scriptural procedure for receiving Bheka or Vesh? Babaji Maharaj, Shri Ananda Das Babaji Maharaj, it has not been clearly outlined. Scriptural procedure for receiving Vairagi Vesh, not clearly outlined. A human being from any Varna Any Varna can embrace the Vaishnava Dharma. Any Varna can assume, whether one is a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they can embrace Vaishnava Dharma. However, according to scripture, only a Brahman can accept sannyas order, no other. Vaishnava Dharma, anybody can take. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra can take. But as far as sannyas, taking sannyas is concerned, only a Brahman can take sannyas. No other. No other can take sannyas. Brahman can take sannyas. Therefore, in our society, one has to be Brahmin initiated to take sannyas. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 7.11.35, Sri Narad Muni first describes the characteristics of different varnas and then goes on to say, Yasya lakshanam proktam pumso varna vivyanjakam yad anya trapi drishyeta tatte naiva vinirdishet. If one shows the symptoms of being a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, as described above, even if he has appeared in a different caste, he should be accepted according to those symptoms of classification. Chatur Varuna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagasham. It's according to the qualities, characteristics. On the strength of this scriptural statement of Srimad Bhagavatam, the practice of giving sannyas to persons having Brahminical qualities, although born in lower Varnas, was started. If all these conditions are met with, such a practice is certainly to be accepted as authorized by the scriptures. Of course, this is only applicable in spiritual paramarthik consideration, not applicable according to mundane vyavaharik convention. Because who will accept? The Smartha Brahmins will take objection. They will not accept. How can someone born in lower Varna be given sannyas? No. But from the paramarthik point of view, it is completely okay. Now, the little bit conversation will change, but we'll stop here because it's 1 hour. So I will stop here. And Krishna willing, we will continue next week. Shri Jaiva Dharma ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashay ki Jai, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. So I hope it was clear what we discussed. Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, can I note the slide number?
Yes, Prabhuji, 1 second. So this was escape. 94. We have to start from 94. Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. I had 2 questions, Prabhuji. This Nam Aparad, can you please explain that a little more? So is inattentive chanting also considered Nam Aparad?
Yes. So there are 3 types of chanting. There is Nam Aparada chanting. There is offenseless chanting or Namabhas. And then there is Shuddhanam chanting. So our aim is to chant offenselessly. And by chanting offenselessly, we hope to come to the platform of chanting Shuddhanam. Shuddhanam can be chanted from the stage of Ruchi onwards. Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem, like that. So Namaprad is anyone who is chanting Harinam but is criticizing devotees, Satam Ninda, or doesn't understand Shiv Tattva, or does Guru Ravagya, disobeys the spiritual master, or commits sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, maintains material attachments, and all those 10 Namaprads. Anyone who is chanting Harinam and performing those offenses is chanting Namaprad. And that is the lowest stage. Namaprad will simply lead to material enjoyment or elevation to heavenly planets. And Namabhas can give up to liberation. But chanting Shuddhanam only can give Krishna Prem. One cannot get Krishna Prem by chanting Namaparad. So that is Namaparad.
So Prabhuji, here it said that you should run away from Nam Aparad. But like right now in this stage, I am committing all those offenses, but still I have to continue, like try my best. Or...
Because you are running to Vrindavan, we are not running away from you. No, actually, see, if we analyze, I am chanting Namaprad, I know that. Perhaps not perhaps, I am the least qualified in this assembly right now. But we should not give up. A devotee is ashabadha, samutkantha, namagane sadaruchi. A devotee is a spiritual warrior, as Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj would say. Soldier may get injured. Soldier may see that other soldiers are shooting better than him, are more accurate, more brave. But one should not give up. One should continue. What our commander has told. Our commander is our Guru Maharaj. But Guru Maharaj has told you, chant at least 16 rounds, you follow the 4 regulative principles, and you serve with humility as Dasanudas. We should try our best. We will fall. We'll make mistakes. We are chanting Namaprada. I am chanting Namaprada. But our aim should be to come to Aparadha Shunya Nam, offenseless chanting. Chanting without offenses. That should be our aim. Shuddha Nam is far away. But at least we should chant offenselessly, avoiding the 10 offenses and chanting with humility. Trinadapi Sunichana. Tarorapi Sahishnuna. Chanting for the pleasure of Krishna, chanting for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj, chanting for purification, chanting in a prayerful mood. This we can do. And this is what we should focus on. Okay?
Prabhuji, may I ask one more question?
Yes.
You said that in the 5th month there is Chetana in the baby. So I thought, isn't the soul in the mother's womb from the moment of conception, or the soul comes in the 5th month?
According to Srimad Bhagavatam and according to our Shastra, the soul is sent by Indradev with rain. And the soul enters the fruits, vegetables, grains. And then when the father eats rice or some fruit or some vegetable, the soul enters the body of the father. And then enters the semen. And then enters into the womb of the mother. And there, when the sperm and the ovum unite, there is fertilization. Then the soul starts getting the body. So soul is there right from the time of conception. Through the sperm, the soul is there, but starts getting a body when the sperm and the ovum unite. And then there is embryogenesis, there is formation of the embryo. Then the soul gets a body, but the soul is there right from the time of sexual intercourse. Right from the time of conception, the soul is there. From the very, very beginning.
So Prabhuji, what is Chetana? Chetana is consciousness?
Consciousness, and when there is development of the brain, first the hardware has to develop, then the software can work. So as the organogenesis is happening, the organs are being produced, eyes are being produced, the limbs manifest, the brain starts developing. So it is the version of the Shastra. Bhagavatam says that Chetana comes around the 5th month, and in the 7th month, then Krishna gives a special Chetana, special consciousness, where the child becomes aware of the situation. And then prays to Krishna, that Krishna, this lifetime I will not waste. I will do your bhajan, but I'm suffering here. Please let me out. This once, please let me out of this womb. So that is 7th month. And the 9th month, there is birth. So from the 5th month, there is some Chetana. Chetana means some awareness, some consciousness.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wish you a very ecstatic Kartik Vraj Yatra, Mataji.
Seeking your blessings, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yes, I'll pray for everyone. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Yes. Prahladananda Prabhu.
Saying in Bhagavad Gita, Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam sananya bhag sadhurev samantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. And then he says, Kshipram bhavati dharma. So what is that samyak vyavasito hi saha? Is there any kind of explanation in Jaiva Dharma?
Samyak means completely, sincerely. And Vyavasito hi saha means he's occupied,
Mhm.
completely occupied, properly occupied in Krishna consciousness.
Despite being Sudurachara.
In spite of being engaged in Krishna consciousness properly, Ananya Bhak, one-pointedly also. But there is accidental fall. Accidental fall. Sometimes it can happen. Actually, if we read Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, 1st chapter, the description of Ajamil, it is astounding how advanced Ajamil was before the fall down. When you read the description, it looks like you are reading the description of pure devotee. Ajamil's characteristics. He had all good qualities. And he was a devotee. It is mentioned he was a devotee. But that some association and then just staring, not looking away, staring at what he saw, it just agitated lust. That is a classic example of apichet sudurachara. He fell down. And Bhagavatam says that he was grihagrasta, as if unka griha lag gaya tha. Astrologically, everything had become inauspicious. And therefore, all his pap, what he had committed, it came and affected him. And his consciousness, whatever Purva Sanchit, previously accrued sinful activities were there, they all manifested at that time. And because of the astrological influence, and then he just lost his intelligence and started behaving like a mad person, as if he was grahagrasta, as if he was possessed. For many decades, he did that. Completely fell down. But our acharyas have given a very different commentary. They say that at that time, all his punya came together. When he saw the prostitute engaging with the Shudra man, especially Srila Radha Govind Maharaj says, मैं तो कहता हूं कि पूर्व संचित सारे जो पुण्य थे वो हावी हो गए उस समय अजामिल पर. क्योंकि अगर ऐसे ब्राह्मण का धर्म पालन करके जीवन व्यतीत किया होता तो कई जन्म लग गए होते भगवत प्राप्ति में. लेकिन वो ऐसी भगवान ने कृपा की कि एक ही जन्म में वो वैश्या दिखी, पतन हुआ और एक ही जन्म में भगवत प्राप्ति हो गई. उसी जन्म में he lived for 100 years, 88 years sinful, 12 years. So apichetsu duracharo, it refers to an accidental fall of a person who was properly engaged. Samyak vyavasito hi sa, properly engaged, but there is a slip. It can happen. Prabhupada writes in one of the purports we were reading in Bhakti Vaibhava recently that the bhakti is called the royal road. It's a royal road to Golok Vrindavan, bhakti. But there are accidents on the royal road, Prabhupada writes. Sometimes there are accidents on the royal road also. That is apichet sudurachara. Suddenly a devotee does something very abominable. Like putting a dead snake around the neck of a sadhu. You're supposed to garland a sadhu. You're supposed to bow down to a sadhu. A sadhu who is in samadhi. You're putting a dead... We don't put dead snake even around the neck of anybody. How many dead snakes have we put around people's necks in our life? Parikshit Maharaj, Mahabhagavad, is putting a dead snake as a garland to Shamik Rishi because he was not given a glass of water. It's very uncharacteristic. From the Vaishnava point of view, it is durachar. How can you do that to a sadhu who is in samadhi? You should immediately darshane pavitra karo, ei tomar good. Putting dead snake. Sometimes happens. Accidents on the royal road. Chitraketu Maharaj laughing at Shivji. So that is the meaning of apichet durachara. But still, Chiparam bhavati dharma. Shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratya name bhakta pranasya. Is that helpful, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Also,
Actually,
Vedanta can't
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives a different explanation of these two verses.
Hmm.
Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur have given commentary, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a different commentary to this verse. In fact, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that once he had a vision. He had a vision that Brahmaji, Shivaji, and Yamraj, they were discussing these two verses of Bhagavad Gita.
Huh.
All three are Mahajans: Shivaji, Brahmaji, and Yamraj. And Brahmaji was saying that these verses of Bhagavad Gita are very difficult to understand. Because apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. One who is doing ananya bhajan of Krishna is doing sudurachar.
Right.
Apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. And sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. Because he is completely engaged in Krishna bhakti, one should consider him a sadhu. Now listen. Next verse is Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. In the future, very soon in the future, he will become Dharmatma. Brahmaji tells Dharmaraj, Yamraj, बताइए कि जो अनन्य भक्त है भगवान कृष्ण का, जो भजन कर रहा है, वो अभी तक धर्मात्मा भी नहीं बना. अरे सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणम व्रज. That is the standard. So one who is अनन्य भक्त जो भजन कर रहा है, he has not even become a dharmatma. A bhakta will become dharmatma. Means dharma is higher than bhakti. So Yamraj says, even I don't understand this. How Krishna spoke this. Shankar Bhagavan says, even I don't know. All three of them are sitting and wondering ki aise kaise? How can a bhakt in the future become dharmatma? First he should become dharmatma. Otherwise how he can be ananya bhak? At that time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I enter. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I entered the assembly. Kamal Manjari. From Golok Vrindavan. So as soon as I entered, all three of them stood up. Yamrajji, Shankar Bhagavan, and Lord Brahma. They stood up. Our author of Jaiva Dharma. So then they ask, Brahmaji, Shivaji, and Yamrajji ask Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how to resolve this confusion. How can Krishna say that an ananya bhak, sadhu, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, he will later on become a Dharmatma? We thought that a bhakt is already Dharmatma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, sit down. I will explain. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. Krishna is saying that someone has done sudurachar, something very abominable. But bhajate mam ananya bhak. He is an ananya Krishna bhakta. He is an ananya Krishna bhakta who has performed a very abominable activity. Sadhureva samantavya. Consider him a sadhu. Samyak vyavasito hisa. Because he is completely engaged in Krishna bhakti, you consider him a sadhu. Now, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. Very soon he will become a Dharmatma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this refers to the person who considers the devotee a sadhu. Suppose a non-devotee considers a sadhu who has performed sudurachar, but is Krishna Bhakta, a sadhu. Then that non-devotee, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, will become a devotee. Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma will become a Dharmatma. So suppose there is a Krishna Das who is Bhajate Krishna Ananya Bhak, he is worshipping Krishna, but apichetsu duracharo. Somehow he performs a sinful activity. And there is a Mr. Jones. And Mr. Jones considers Krishna Das sadhu. It's okay. He did that, but he's a great devotee. He's doing bhakti. So for me, he's still a sadhu. Then Mr. Jones will become a Dharmatma. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says the second verse refers to a different person who is considering that person a sadhu. कि साधु मान लो उसे, तो आप भी धर्मात्मा बन जाओगे. Like that. So these two verses are very interesting, and our acharyas have churned a lot of nectar. Was I able to explain myself clearly, Prabhuji?
Yeah, but we may ask where I can go into detail, which place, which commentary is this?
This is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary. I will share it.
Oh, okay, please.
I will
Thank
share
you.
it. I don't have it.
Well, I haven't
ready.
heard this many times before. I heard Radha Govind Swami saying, Kshiprim means chutki bajate hue, whatever he says in the lecture. मैं उसको चुटकी बजाते हुए धर्मात्मा बना दूंगा. ऐसा ये he's giving lecture like that. But this was really very enlightening, and I'm so grateful you devoted so much time for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, yes, Saudamini Sundari Mataji. We'll very quickly take both the questions later.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I am Srila Anantadas Babaji Maharaj has commented here that for deceitful people, kapati people, to get delivered, one must give up offenses, then chant continuously and weep. So my question is, Prabhuji, to give up offenses is also very difficult on our own accord, and tears also does not come while chanting. So for a deceitful person, is chanting continuously is the only way?
It is the only way, but the chanting has to be not lip deep. It has to come from the heart. And when it will come from the heart, there will be tears and there will be remorse, like Gopal Chapal. How he was remorseful, how he cried. So like that. Without remorse and without giving up the bad behavior, we cannot get Krishna. Because it will be manne kunjara sauchavat. It is then like the bathing of an elephant. That we say, okay, now I'll not do, and again we do it. So if you wash your hands with kichad, then the hands don't become pure, no matter how much you wash. You have to wash them with pure water. So we have to give up dirty activities. We have to give up the kapat. We have to give up deceitfulness, offenses. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Krishnera samsara karo chhadi anachar. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran, Nadiyago Drumme Nityananda Mahajan. In the last verse, it says, Krishnera samsara karo. Have a Krishna conscious household life. Chhadi anachar. But give up the sinful activities. That is very important. Both are important. To give up the offensive mentality, sinful activities, and to chant Hare Krishna. And you're right, it is difficult for us to give up the offenses, but we should also know that there is no other way. Taking shelter of Krishna, incessantly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and begging to Guru and Krishna to give us the strength to give up our offensive activities, sinful activities, and take shelter of Krishna. Krishna Ashraya, Sharanagati, means Anukulasa Sankalpa and Pratikulasa Varjanam. Accepting favorable things and giving up unfavorable things. Is that okay, Saudamini Mataji?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank